Raina.
Megan.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, man. How's it going?
I mean, good. How about you?
Good. I like your green shirt.
Oh, thank you. I'm feeling very festive because tis almost St. Patrick's Day.
Luck of the Irish.
The luck of the Irish, eh? I mean, I think we're a little bit Irish. I'm a little bit Irish.
Are you a wee bit Irish?
I'm pulling up my 23andMe so I can remember how Irish I am because I don't really know. But I know I'm Irish. Somewhere.
Are you now?
Somewhere in my genetic line. More than German, apparently.
You're like no German at all.
My mom's maiden name is Irish, so, you know, it adds up-ish.
Does it?
But you guys, because we are on the eve of St. Patrick's Day, just kidding. It's in, 3 sleeps from when this airs? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
What day is it today, like for real times?
Well, for real time, today is Sunday, March 3rd.
Okay.
2 weeks from today. Oh, it's 2 weeks from today that we're recording. It's in... God damn it. I wish I knew Irish lingo.
Time travel is hard.
Time travel is hard. But I know that there's a Irish saying for what the weeks are and stuff. Or they say it slightly differently.
Like to fart tonight.
A fortnight, not a fartnight. I don't. That's close. That's a close one.
I mean, close enough.
Okay, do you want...
I will try not to do an Irish accent too much.
I will try to not do it either because I don't think I can. And when I do, I'm not sure what the accent actually is. So we'll find out.
There's no premises, though.
Okay. You ready for some Irish jokes, though?
Sure.
Because there's some pretty good ones. I'm not gonna lie. Why can't you borrow money from a leprechaun?
I don't know. Why?
Because they're always a little short. Oh, well, this is fitting for us, but obvious. What do ghost drinks on St. Patrick's Day?
What?
Booze.
Booze.
Tea. How can you tell if an Irishman is having a good time?
How?
He's doubling over in laughter.
He's doubling over.
What's the main difference between an Irish wedding and an Irish funeral?
No idea.
One less drunk at the party. That's a terrible accent. One less drunk at the party.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
R.I.P. Irishman. Dead. I mean, do you want me to keep going? Because I can.
I really, really do, though.
Why did the leprechaun stand on the potato?
I don't know why.
To keep it from falling in the stew. I don't know.
Potatoes.
What's a leprechaun's favorite kind of music?
An Irish jig.
Shamrock and roll.
Oh, I like that one. That's fabulous.
What's long and green and has a low IQ?
What?
A St. Patrick's Day parade.
Okay, I'm cutting you off. Hello and welcome to Lunatic Soup, the podcast where we go into all things wild, weird, and unknown. We're your hosts, Meg.
And I'm Raina, ready to brew up some lunatic soup.
Let's go.
When is an Irish potato not an Irish potato?
When?
When it's a French fry. All right, I'm done.
So I was in Portland last weekend, but now we're in the future, so it was like 3 weeks ago. And I got La Familia Cider Company Jamaica Hibiscus Cider.
I mean, I'm a little excited about it.
I don't know. We did the shillings.
Jamaican me crazy. Ever heard Jamaica? Jamaican me crazy? I don't know.
Have you been to Jamaica?
No, I want to go really bad.
I would love to
I've been to the Caribbean.
Caribbean. Apricot.
Potato, tomato. Jamaica's one of those on my list of I'm dying to go. I want to go stay at a all-inclusive adults resort.
Any hoodly, let's do this. It is floral, fruity, and bright at 5.6. It's from Oregon. The guy, I actually went to the place called The Bottle Shop in Portland, Oregon, and it was a distillery. Holy crap, I bought the best gin I've ever had in my entire life. Well, let's be real, it's not much that I've had, but it's still...
I was like, what do you mean it's not much?
No.
What does that mean?
No, much gin in my life, but
Got
this
it.
was amazing. And he made me a gin and tonic that was this special gin that I got with an elderflower, which I was going to make for us.
Yes, that's when you asked if I like elderflower. Yeah.
But
then
I found the cider.
You're telling me that you found that cider so you didn't bring me a gin and tonic?
As always, tomorrow.
Fucking rude.
But as I drank this gin and tonic, I looked at this gentleman and I said,
I love you.
No, I said I'm picturing myself sitting on the back porch in the summertime. It's a beautiful summer's eve. The kids are playing.
Yeah.
And I'm in my old man rocking chair with a gin and tonic. All right, hibiscus cider. Big boy right here. 20 ounces, man.
Find out if it's florally. Do you like florally things?
Not really.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Give it a woof.
Okay. Smells fine.
Does it?
Yeah. What do you think it smells like?
Oh, that's not bad. Ooh.
Oh, I love that.
It's got a little brightness at the end.
I love that.
Ooh.
That's really good.
Pleasantly surprised.
I mean, it does say bright on it, so it makes sense. It adds up. It says floral, fruity, and bright. And I will say the floral is minimal.
The floral is minimal. And that's what I was worried about, was how floral it was going to be. Because if it's too perfumey, I'm not going to like it.
Kind of taste the floral, but it's definitely fruity and bright, but like in a very good, not too sweet way. Percentage of the sales, I'll go to an organization that it supports legal immigration rights.
Perfect.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I need that in my life.
We'll have to try. You sure as fuck do.
Fucking getting people in this country is expensive as fuck.
Is it? How would you know?
Just because I brought my husband over. It costs us thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Better be on good behavior, boo-boo.
And do you know that getting to be a permanent resident in Australia was like not a big deal at all and cost me maybe like $500 here?
You were a permanent resident in Australia?
I am.
You are.
Well, actually, I may have let it lapse, but I just have to reapply.
But your kids have dual citizenship, right?
I never went for my citizenship, but I am a permanent resident.
But don't you have to give up your American citizenship? Aren't we one of the
like
countries
a
where you have to?
portion of it, I believe. I will never. I mean, unless we move there permanently, but that's not my goal. Is to move back to Australia. So
just wait. There's still time for things to go even more south.
Trust me. I know it's my exit plan. If I need an exit plan, my ass is taking my family and going.
Can I join you? Because I'd rather try my luck with those giant ass spiders.
The good news is that yes, because
we like crocodiles though.
Well, we don't have crocodiles where we live. Just the giant ass spiders.
Let's talk about leprechauns.
I love it. Let's go.
The leprechaun is a supernatural being in Irish folklore. Some say it's a type of fairy, but is usually depicted as a small bearded man wearing a coat and a hat, often having a leather apron that they love to partake in mischief.
Mischievous creatures.
Sometimes they're depicted as shoemakers, and sometimes they're related to rainbows and are said to have a pot of gold.
I think that's what we know.
Rainbow.
That's what we know.
Like that?
Yeah. Or what is it? What's the Lucky Charms man the Lucky Charms cereal? What's his slogan that he says? Like catch me Lucky Charms. Something like don't eat me Lucky Charms.
Don't eat me Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Like that. Mm-hmm. Because leprechauns are solitary creatures, they are said to live in very remote places like forests and hillsides. Mm-hmm. If you are out in nature and hear sounds of hammering, be careful. It's said to be leprechauns.
And they're going to be up to no good.
Tink, 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 tink. I'm pretty sure that's the North Pole where Santa Claus lives.
Those are elves.
Right, but when you fly over, if you hear
you hear the hammers, it's they're tinkering and they're
tinkering.
It's like the beginning of the movie Elf when they're talking about elves, and it's like the Keebler elves and they
tried to use trolls, but they weren't potty trained.
Yeah. And the Keebler elves like burnt their tree house down. Remember?
Yeah. Did we watch that last? Yeah, we did.
I mean, I watched it. I don't think we watched it together, but
I watch
Elf with the kids. It's just my on background all the time.
It's a great one
for Christmas. Yes,
it's a great one. If you catch one, you keep them by always keeping their eye on them. But if you look away for even a second, they will escape. So you have to keep your eyes on them at all times.
Can you blink?
Nope.
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. In Irish mythology, you will not see leprechauns. This is more of a recent folklore type thing.
Is it an American thing?
No, it's not an American thing.
Oh, okay, God.
It's not, but it is in like Irish, like, there's Greek mythology. And Irish mythology, you're not going to see leprechauns. This is more folklore and like more local legend.
That actually baffles me. I figured we were going to get a history lesson on like this goes back to people seeing leprechauns back in like the...
There is, but it's not like a super popular thing in mythology.
Interesting. Okay.
Irish and English dictionaries define leprechauns as a spirit or a pygmy or a, quote, fairy of diminutive size who always carries a purse containing a shilling.
Oh. Hence the gold.
Hence the gold. There are different spellings and definitions of the word leprechaun, but we all know what one is.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The earliest known reference to a leprechaun is in medieval times. In the 8th. So, like, when you talk about mythology.
Okay, so mythology is like the mythical things that are like from
like
the
ancient
story,
gods
ancient
and
things. Okay, so it goes way back. It's just not.
It goes way back, but it doesn't really have anything to do with like creation or anything like that.
Got it. Okay.
In the 8th century, they were known as water spirits, and it is said that these spirits merged with a house fairy. You know, get on the good foot and do the bad things, and stuff happens.
Did I have a joke that said that? Or was there something leprechaun related that was inappropriate?
You find it.
About having sex? Who knows? I don't know.
Probably. When a water spirit merges with a house fairy, this new creature is developed, and they have a love for heavy drinking.
Oh, well, ruh-roh.
Oh.
So there are a bunch of little drunken tiny things running around.
Apparently. I mean, it just makes life interesting, right?
I mean, it sounds like fun.
It wasn't uncommon for people to talk about keeping their alcohol in other areas of the house other than the cellars because leprechauns would get in and drink everything.
Those naughty little things. Am I a leprechaun?
I was going to say.
It's me. I am the leprechaun.
We have to start hiding the booze.
Why is the rum always gone?
I mean, I think lately it's me.
No. Well, yes, but no. You help me partake, but
it's good.
The rum?
Yeah.
I introduced Meg to rum for the first time a few weeks ago.
And we're going to have a full-on Jack Sparrow, like, but why is the rum gone?
Oh, yes. Why is the rum always gone? But she had a dark and stormy the other night. We went out.
When we were at the Fall Out Boy concert.
Yeah, concert. We went out before to the beer hall. Never had one. And I hadn't had one until recently, too, because just had never had it. And we love a Moscow Mule. It's basically a Moscow Mule, but with rum instead of vodka.
My favorite cocktail
is a Moscow Mule.
Is a Moscow Mule. That was literally the first cocktail I ever had. And I love that gingery taste. This is better.
It is with the rum.
It's rum.
It's rum. It's rum, ginger beer, and lime.
So I get to get my inner pirate out.
Arr.
I have a full-on pirate costume that I made when the Pirates of the Caribbean came out. And my Emily and I have vivid memories in her mom's kitchen, sewing together our ruffly shirts, filling the sink with tea, and dyeing them.
Oh, dyeing them. I've done that.
Yeah.
I too wore a pirate costume.
I bet it was quite different from mine.
Pretty positive I was.
Should we compare?
I looked like a dirty slut, but.
Okay, so we're putting up our pirate pictures. Sure.
But, I mean, I'm pretty sure my ass cheeks were hanging out, but I went to Arizona. You guys, I went to Arizona State and was in a sorority. So, like, actually, this is in Australia. We threw a Halloween party and I wore it.
When's National Pirate Day? Because we might need to.
Let's find out.
Partake.
Well, I'm not wearing that outfit, though.
Why not?
Well, I've had 3 kids and nobody needs to see that.
Pansy?
Not a pansy. No one needs to see all that vajigga-jaggle. National September 19th.
Oh, I do know that.
Oh, let's talk like a pirate day. Close enough.
So we'll do a whole. Anywho's
talk like a pirate day. Okay, back to the Irish. Why do we keep going away from the Irish? It's like the one time we get to talk about our. What are they?
Is it though?
Ancestors.
Is it though? We will find out later in this episode if it's our ancestors or not.
They're not Irish?
Well, no, because how Irish are we?
I keep trying to open my 23andMe and it won't open, so I can't tell you.
Mine opened.
Mine won't.
Weird.
Are you going to tell us?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck. I'm going to keep working on mine. Okay, go.
There's a tale called The Adventure of Fergus, son of Letty.
Fergus.
Son
of Letty.
And there are 2 different versions. The first versions.
That's what she said.
The first was written in Dublin in 1337, but they say the story dates back to the 8th century. The second version also dates back to the 8th century, but it was published in a leaf insert in the London British Library. The story are pretty similar. Basically, it's a series of adventures for Fergus. And one of the adventures of Fergus. You just have to say it.
I love that you can do it. It reminds me of Brave. Merida. Have you ever seen Brave?
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah, and the dad's name is Fergus. And like the mom's always like, Fergus. And Fergus. She has 3 little triplet brothers who are like always up to no good. Oh God, they're so funny. I love that movie. It's such a good one. And the music in it.
What is it that she says? I can't think of the word right now. Oh, my fate.
My fate. Yes.
My fate.
My fate.
And I just remember having it on in the back with the kids, and my dad would go, "My feet? What is she talking about?"
It's my fate.
My fate.
And then the little wisps. The wisps.
The
wisps.
The willow of the wisps.
Yes.
So Fergus. Fergus falls asleep on the beach, wakes up to find himself being dragged into the sea by 3 leprechauns.
Those motherfuckers.
He is able to get free and captures the leprechauns, and they grant him 3 wishes to release him.
Oh, what are they?
That doesn't go into that.
Oh, okay.
It's just the adventures of Fergus.
Oh, Fergus. You're way better at this than I am. You got better Irish roots, maybe. We'll find out. I guess we're going to compare our Irishness in a minute.
In folklore, leprechauns are said to be solitary creatures, obviously, and usually cobble shoes. They also love practical jokes. They are said to lead people on wild goose chases through the woods that don't always end very well.
Oh, dear.
Sometimes they're said to be bad-tempered, foul-mouthed old men. Aren't we all?
God.
Aren't we all at this point?
Bad-tempered, foul-mouthed old men. I'm a foul-mouthed woman, but I'm not old yet.
Well.
Bitch, shut your pie hole.
Okay.
One day, you're going to be 37 too.
I was going to say one day you're going to be older than me, but
I know I'll never be younger than you, so fuck.
You won't.
Dang it.
William Butler.
What was it in the last one we said every time you say it wrong? It's like you were did something. I was like, that's what you need to do every time you say it wrong. I don't remember. We did it in the. I can continue. It was in Antarctica. I
don't remember at all.
I recall.
Oh,
yeah, that was basically that's what you couldn't pronounce. But that was you stumbled your words. The other one, you.
William Butler Yeats was a writer and amateur folklorist. I too consider myself an amateur folklorist.
Yeah.
Yeats was credited to call attention to the leprechaun that we know more well today in modern times.
Okay.
He stressed that the leprechaun was not what we think of as a fairy, but rather an Aosi. The Aosi are known as good people of the fairy mounds of wraiths. Did you hear that tongue roll?
That was so good. That was a 20 out of 10.
That was a good tongue roll.
I'm very impressed. You're really blowing me away with your Irish accent this time. I'm not going to lie.
I know, because usually if I'm on the spot and say I can do accents, I can't do them.
Yeah, I can't.
But you just let me roll.
Yeah, you're really going. I like it. I should have watched Brave before this or Shrek, and then I would have been fine.
Isn't Shrek Scottish?
That's what I thought. Same. No,
I'm the leprechaun.
I'm the leprechaun. Okay, also, there is this one podcast that's called Basement Yard.
Oh, my God.
And I don't
Guys,
listen to their podcast. Their
shout
clips,
out
though,
to them.
So funny. And there's so many times that I'm watching their shit and I'll send it to Meg and I'm like, this is the male. It's the male version of us.
It's the male version of us. Wait, who am I?
I mean, I feel like I have to be Frank and you have to be Joey because Frank is the one who says all the stupid shit all the time.
My favorite is, yes, Joey.
Yes, Joey.
Yes, Joey. Iron's iron. Yes, Joey.
But the other day they were talking about something and Frank talked in an Irish accent, but not Irish, Scottish accent, but when he said it, he had to like yell it. And it was like he was yelling. He's like, I can't do it. I can't do an accent.
You can try.
No, I can't because I don't even know what to yell because I was like,
I'm the leprechaun.
But that's Irish still, not Scottish. Anyways, but God, I was dying. I was like, no.
Just channel your...
But no, the one I sent you was them talking about maps. And it was the same conversation that we had during...
It literally was the same
Antarctica.
conversation.
The exact same conversation.
Because it was like, what did they just go?
Yeah, and they were making fun of it. And I was like, that was us.
That was our bit.
Yeah, we might have to duet that for the TikTok because it was like...
So if you agree that we are the female versions of Frank and Joey,
I mean,
except for we're Meg and Raina, or would it be Raina and Meg?
And we're not Italian.
Are they Italian? Mm-hmm. They're New Yorkers. I don't know.
Well, they talk about being Italian all the time. I think more or less. I watch their shit all the time. It just fucking cracks me up. I could just binge watch their clips.
I just like it because they sound like a lot of boys I grew up with because I'm from that area.
Yeah. Well, they're also respectful to women, which I love. They'll say
Yes.
shit and they're very like politically correct and they're very like, they're just fucking entertaining.
The AOCs are known as good people of the fairy mounds and wraiths. Oh, that's where I said the wraith.
Yeah, that's where we got.
The wraiths.
Yes.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is the name for the supernatural race of Celtic mythology.
Oh.
Oh,
God, your accent is so impressive. I'm just like blown away. Truly.
Sometimes called the Dionysius. They are comparable to fairies and elves as they descend from the Tuatha Dé Danann, meaning the people of Danu. We've talked about the Tuatha Dé Danann before.
Did we?
Yes, we had.
Okay.
That's like the original like fairies. That's like the fairy kingdom, fairy royalty. That's where everything gets started.
Okay.
In the mythos, the mythology of it all, and it kind of comes down from there. That's where I was starting to do an episode on fairies, and I had to stop.
Yeah. Too much.
Too much for my little brain. According to Yeats, leprechauns, as we know them, love mischief. Same. And you have to have caution when interacting with them. Same.
Mm-hmm.
But the AOC are much more sinister and have it out against humans, primarily stealing their children.
That's not good.
No. Leprechauns have also been compared to dwarves and household familiars. When you hear
It's a house
household familiars,
Dobby.
well, not only Dobby, but think back to the Yule season.
Oh, God damn it. The sheep fancier.
Yogurt sniffer.
Yogurt sniffer. Spoon licker.
Sausage stealer or something like that.
Yeah. This is from our Yuletide Monsters episode, y'all.
The Yule boys. The Yule.
Is that what they were called?
Yule lads.
Yule lads.
Yule lads.
And there's like 13 days of Yule.
Yeah, and the 13 Yule lads who are Gryla's like feral children who basically steal your yogurt and lick your spoons.
And then one fancies sheep. It like goes.
It was like one of these things is not like the other.
Like they steal your yogurt, but one fancies sheep. That's not.
I mean, some of these they're like, "Oh, you're so mischievous."
You're
and then,
so funny.
Then there's you over there.
There he is, like in the sheep. That's weird.
You do you, boo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, according to Yeats, the idea of leprechauns being wealthy comes from treasure cocks.
A what?
A treasure cock.
A treasure cock.
A treasure cock. Some say that leprechauns are sons of evil spirits or degenerate fairies.
I want to be a degenerate fairy.
I mean, don't we all?
I feel like I'd be good at it.
As far as the appearance of leprechauns, that can differ depending on who you talk to or what area you are in. Before the 20th century, leprechauns were red, not green. Samuel Love, a writer from the 1830s, wrote this description, quote, "It is quite a beau in his dress, notwithstanding."
Feel like so I'm just now realizing that like Merida was in Scotland. And
Yes.
so like we're doing a Scottish accent this whole time.
No, this is Irish,
Oh, okay.
I think. If I wasn't on my microphone because I was laughing. For he wears a red square cut coat. Nope, that's Scottish. Hang on.
Yeah, we need to hear an Irish accent.
I'm going to get this. How to do an Irish accent.
You're close.
An Irish. Give me an Irish accent.
I don't know, man. Where are you looking it up? Just Google?
Apparently the Irish accent is interesting to some people out there, so...
Some people out there.
It's like so close to the Scottish.
I had to flaming. Okay, so you got to say folklore. A folmonger and a Brighton it's fucking out with the sheep and the lambs. I feel like it's very no. I feel like an Irish accent has to go kind of up.
Yeah, it goes
It
up.
goes
It goes
up.
up. You're
and
right.
It's not as down.
Yeah, so you've been doing the Scottish accent
I've been
this whole
doing
time.
more of a Scottish accent.
No, you've got it now. You're better now. You're better now.
I think I've got it. Let me try to read this quote again.
You've got it.
It's quite a beau in his dress, notwithstanding, for he wears a red square coat, richly laced with gold and inexpressible of the same cocked hat.
I'm still getting Merida vibes.
Shoes and a buckle.
So good, though. So good.
Hey, you got to me pot of gold. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I know
What?
we have a few listeners from Ireland, from Ireland.
You guys want to come on and tell us and school us on the Irish
you can,
accent? Go for it.
You can scold me or you won't. It sounded a little dirty. It wasn't meant to.
That wasn't me. It was you. For once. Thank God. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, cut as much of this as you need.
We'll find out.
Some say the red jackets were worn by common leprechauns, while trooping fairies wore the green. Their jackets had rows of buttons with 7 buttons on each row.
Ooh, lucky number.
In the area of Ulster, which I was born in Ulster County, New York, so I wonder if it's samesies.
I mean, it's probably people who were from Ireland and came over.
I'm more Dutch, but you know.
I'm going to beat you in the Irish front. I already looked at my genealogy.
Miss Erky over there, I'm going to beat you in the German front.
Well, you are. Erky is German, but my mom's side is Cully. So if you take away the having to take my dad's last name, then
why do we do that anyway?
I know it's stupid, but if I
tell my girls every day, you don't have to take a husband's last name.
It's just hard when it comes to life.
I also told them that they can go to my last name, my maiden name, if they wanted to. They could be Hills.
I'm not gonna lie, I loved my
Erky,
but it was a nice thing to be able to have people pronounce your last name.
Yeah, well, my maiden name is Hill.
Yeah, you went from Hill to Miller.
I mean, like,
I went from Erky, Ihrke, Erky, to Edmonds, Edmonds.
So now people knew how to say it.
Yeah, because my first name's weird anyways. So it was Raina Erky. People would be like, I remember if we had a sub in class, they'd be like, "Hey, I'm going to mess this name up." And I was like, it's me. I already know. It's me.
I'm sorry. And what happens if you're a little kid that can't pronounce your R's?
Wayne Wabanooki. I don't want to talk about it. Hey, that's what our 2 middles sound like. Our 2 middles can't say their R's.
The twins can't say their R's. Wayne Wabanooki.
Wayne Wabanooki. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me because I'm Wayne Wabanooki. Cuts me deep. I'm gonna cry. Anyways, back to the story.
And the leprechauns had a cricket hat, and they jumped and they spun around all over and caused mischief.
I love mischief.
An author wrote the common description of a leprechaun that has become quite universal. He said that he is about 3 feet high and is dressed in a little red jacket or roundabout with red breeches, buckled at the knee, gray or black stockings, and a hat cocked in the style of a century ago over a little old withered face. Round his neck is an Elizabethan cuff, and frills of lace are at his wrists.
Ooh.
On the wild west coast, where the Atlantic winds, remember we're in Ireland, bring almost constant rains, he dispenses with ruff and frills and wears a frise, frise, maybe, overcoat over his pretty red suit, so that unless on the lookout for his cocked hat, ye might pass a leprechaun on the road and never know it's himself that's in it at all.
I think you're back to Scottish.
I really am, but I'm really good at that one.
You are really good at it, so I'll let you go.
They use the word cocked a lot.
They do. I noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
In some lore, it is said that leprechauns may be twisted, devilish children of fairies. An author named McAnally accounts that there are differences between leprechauns or legrorimens from different regions.
Oh.
The northern leprechaun, or Linglorimen, wore a military red coat with white breeches with a broad-brimmed, high-pointed hat on which he would sometimes stand upside down.
Okay.
The Rorigdon of Tipperary wore an antique slashed jacket of red with peaks all around and a jockey cap, also sporting a sword, which he uses as a magic wand.
Oh, I love that. A sword and a magic wand.
I want both.
I mean, it is both. You get the best of both worlds.
Both worlds. A sword.
I was about to start singing, but
Please do.
I lost my voice. But if you don't know it by the second I say you get the best of both worlds, you don't know what that is?
You get the best of both worlds.
Thank you. What is it? You know it. I'm going to say it and you're going to know it. Lizzie McGuire. Lizzie McGuire movie, isn't it?
You know, Steven Tyler was on that before.
Was he? On the movie.
Yeah, I know. He was in the movie. He was dressed up like Santa Claus.
Oh.
You know who Steven Tyler is.
Yes, Aerosmith.
Okay. It's like my favorite person on this whole
I'm
wide world.
fully
wide
fucking aware of that. I just didn't realize he was in... Steven! Continue.
It may have more been an inside joke than anything.
But also a very dramatized situation that I don't recall.
A poem entitled The Leprechaun or Fairy Shoemaker from the 18th century from an Irish poet named William Allingham describes the appearance of the leprechaun as a wrinkled, wizened, and bearded elf. Spectacles stuck on his pointed nose, silver buckles on his shoes, leather apron, shoe in his lap. European folklore typically shows a leprechaun with a red beard and a green hat sitting on a toadstool.
Yeah.
I love toadstools. There are some similar creatures that get mistaken for leprechauns. They are also solitary creatures, and some believe that some accounts of leprechauns are actually the Clucaran or the Darig.
The Holiday Hoopy Wuddies?
The Far Darig is an ugly fairy with a wrinkled face. Sometimes he is said to be tall, and others say that he can change his size.
Huh.
While he also likes practical jokes, the Far Darig doesn't mind if the joke goes a little too far. And they are said to be a much more evil version of a leprechaun that can sometimes kill you.
That's not fun.
I mean, not for you.
Nope.
So the Far Darig, it's a fairy in Irish mythology, and they are said to wear a red coat and cap. Sometimes they are called the Rat Boys, and they are said to be rather fat, have dark, hairy skin, long snouts, and skinny tails. According to fairy and folk tales of the Irish peasantry, the Far Darig is classified as a solitary fairy, and is often mistaken for a leprechaun. And they are just more... They're more sluttish.
They're sluttish.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Like, that's what you mean?
Yeah, they're more sluttish,
Got it.
slouching, jeering, mischievous phantoms. They like practical joking, especially gruesome practical jokes. They don't care.
They don't give a flying fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I'm riding full for all I care. You can put it right in your JoJo. I don't give a money. Credits are good. When your job is running shop.
Don't know what that was, but I loved it. I think that was maybe the first time you said fuck on the podcast.
It is not.
Close to it.
Did I just say that?
Mm-hmm. You did. I heard it. It's my favorite word.
So this is a song from when I was a youngin'. It is by MC P Pants, if you will.
Do you want to hear my favorite song?
What?
Fuck, motherfuck, motherfuck, noise. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Noise. Smoking weed, doing coke, drinking beers, rolling fatty, smoking blunts. Who smokes some blunts? We smoke some blunts, rolling blunts and smoking them. Do you know what that is?
I have no.
It's Jay and Silent Bob.
Actually, I did know that one.
I stumbled through that a little bit, you guys.
Mine was from MC Chris, MC P Pants from
Do not know.
Fry and Shake, Master Fry.
Nope.
and
Nope.
Carl.
Nope.
Meatwad.
Nope.
There's also the Cluichan, which is a mischievous fairy in Irish folklore known for its great love of drinking and tendency to haunt breweries, pubs, and wine cellars.
Oh.
He's related to the leprechaun and has sometimes been mistaken for a shoemaker or a guardian of hidden treasure. Some folklorists think that the Cluichan, I can't say it, it's fine, is merely a leprechaun on a drinking spree.
A little drunken little thing running around
Little drunk feller.
running around knocking bottles off of the things at the bars.
Yeah.
Behind the bars.
They love drinking and smoking and are primarily responsible for hiding your booze. So if you can't find them, you didn't drink them.
It was them.
It was them.
I'm going to remember that.
Yep. They like to dwell in wine cellars and scare away servants who were tasked with getting wine for the house.
Let me tell you, this adds up because so many times, all of a sudden, my wine glass is empty and I don't know who drank it.
It's a mystery.
It is. If one of them.
It's one of them.
And they
It's
must
the
follow me
Cluichan.
around. The Cluichan. Is it what? How do you spell that?
I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah, but how do you
so-
spell it?
It is CLURI. Cluchain? CHAIN. Cluchaun. CHAUN.
I want to find out how to say this.
Cluratron.
Hang on, I want to figure out.
Cluratron.
Tell me how you spell Megatron.
Cluratron. I wasn't far off.
Cluricon.
Cluricon.
Isn't that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cluricon. Okay. So the next time my wine glass accidentally
It was the
empties
Cluricon.
by itself, it was the Cluricon. It wasn't me. When I look up and all of a sudden I was like, I didn't think I drank that fast. It was the Cluricon.
They're also said to be very lazy, and if angered, they will spill all the milk stored in your house and break all the glass.
That's offensive.
Little bastards. Mm-hmm. In pop cultures, there are many depictions of leprechauns. Most are considered kind of derogatory and based on anti-Irish, which was a big thing in the 19th century. So when the Irish came over to the good old US of A, they were called the Dirty Irish, and there were signs in windows. It's like, especially in like the New York City area, that would say, hiring all except the Irish. Like, they were considered outcast criminals. They were called the Dirty Irish. They were
Damn, I did not know that.
Yeah, they were treated very poorly.
Yeah,
they
that's
weren't
sad.
They weren't allowed to be rented homes. They weren't allowed to work. They were considered less than humans.
Sad.
Yeah. And I think it was, a lot of it was because there was a lot of them that came over, especially after the Great Potato Famine. Hello, hi, it's me.
I mean, I don't know my family history. I don't know when the hell we came over, but
My family came over. We came through Ellis Island. I know that.
I know nothing.
I mean, part of my family. The other part, actually. Okay, this is what pisses me off. Okay, from the Netherlands. The Netherlands came over in the 1620s, right? People from the Netherlands, the Dutch. Okay, then the Dutch founded New York City. I believe it was 1625 or 1626. My family was here the year before. Why am I not old New York rich?
That is offensive.
It is very offensive. Like, I got the family history. We were here. We helped found my ancestry helped found New York City. Why am I not old New York rich?
Because you're not a Rockefeller.
I bet we're related. Famous leprechaun characters. That was probably very loud. I'm sorry.
It's okay. My headphones were having issues, so it was the perfect time.
Perfect. So we have Lucky, the mascot of the Lucky Charms cereal.
That's the one I think of every time.
You have the Notre Dame leprechaun.
Oh yeah, that guy too. The one who's
The
fighting.
fighting Irish.
Yep.
Lucky the leprechaun is the mascot for the Bolton Celtics. Is it Celtic or Celtic?
It's the Celtics.
Celtic.
Well, that's what we. Oh, Celtics. Celtics. Ooh, Celtics. It might be the Celtics.
Ooh.
I said Celtics, but no. Then I feel like it's like we call something else Celtics, but it's there the Celtics. I don't watch basketball. I don't know.
Is that what that sport is? Sports ball?
I'm pretty positive.
No idea.
Meg did come with me to my child's last basketball game, but after her birthday night out, you guys.
Is that dedication and love?
That is dedication and love. That is dedication. She was the only friend. It was her last basketball game. The only friend or family member who showed up of everyone who we invited. So that was true dedication and love. After our night out for her birthday. And let me tell you, the horn in the place, and it was the loudest.
Did I not bring us
Coke?
Coke?
She brought me a McDonald's Coke, which is imperative if you have a hangover. Which
Did you?
did you not?
No, it's good.
Liar. She always says she's not hungover. I'll let her sit with that. No, I was unwell. And I was sitting there and I was like, it's my daughter's last basketball game, which ended up not being her last basketball game because now they're doing tournaments. So I was like, God damn it. Anyways, I'm sitting there and this horn is going off before Meg got there. And I was like, it startled the shit out of me the first time. And I was like, I can't do this. I'm going to die. I can't sit here through this. It was a 9:30 a.m. basketball game on a Sunday.
Wonderful.
It was rough. It was rough, but we lived and you came. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support.
Yay. There's also a hornswoggle.
A hornswoggler?
Yeah, maybe your sister's boyfriend will know this one. It's a character created by professional wrestler Dylan Mark Postel, who competed under the persona for the majority of his WWE tenure as Hornswoggle.
There is a chance that my brother or my sister's boyfriend is.
What's his name?
I don't know if I can announce this yet. I can say it yet.
Well, sister's boyfriend. Do you know
boyfriend? We'll ask him.
Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle. I'll ask him.
Because
but because it sounds like it's going to happen soon, actually. But when he goes on, we're going to do a watch party, and we'll let you guys all know that my sister's boyfriend is.
Can we just go
on the WWE?
Can we just go to a WWE
I'm
event?
not going to lie. I would. Well, we can't. We will when he's on. We're going to go because it all happens in Florida. Fallon lives there. Your family lives there.
Yeah,
we're going.
My dad.
That is family. Let's not. We're in a phase where Meg's mother just passed away, which is not good. Obviously not good. But we're in the phase of
humor.
Humor is the comedic relief is what's necessary for her. So, which also like I lost a parent, so like it's not the same because it wasn't my mom and it was a long time ago. But still, so I get it. But sometimes I'm like Megan. But I also appreciate it because sometimes you just have to laugh or you'll cry.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's where we go with. We go to the laughter.
That's where we're at right now.
Anyways, but once he starts playing in the WWE, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Because I think it's happening soon.
In 1993, there was the horror slasher film Leprechaun, and its sequels feature a killer leprechaun portrayed by Warwick Davis.
Oh.
Do you know who Warwick Davis is?
Nope.
He was an Ewok in Star Wars.
Yeah, that was obvious. I could see his face the whole time.
Willow?
Nope.
You've never seen Willow?
Is he a tiny person, small person?
He is a little person. Yeah.
Little person. That's what I was trying to go for.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you've seen Warwick Davis. He was in all the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, yes, I know. Okay. Yeah. Then I know who
Willow. You've never seen Willow?
How many times do we have to talk about all the movies I have not seen?
Who
he
he
was
is.
one of the goblins at Gringotts.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. In a history of Irish fairies, there's no record of any female leprechauns existing.
Mm-hmm.
Many generations ago, it is said that elves, dwarves, and hobbitses all lived together. All happy, one happy family.
I love that for them.
They lived peacefully and interact, party, and create alliances. But then when they did it with each other, they would have leprechauns. And so you can only have a boy leprechaun.
Okay.
And then the leprechauns would become evil and try to pluck out your eyeballs. And, ooh, olives. But the leprechaun movie, he plucks out your eyeballs and he puts them on his fingers. In 1989, an Irish pub owner named P.J. O'Hare claims he heard screams coming from a well. He naturally went to investigate. As he got closer, he saw the remains and clothing of a leprechaun. When he went back to his pub, he saw the remains on display in the front of his pub. Today, the town has annual leprechaun hunts. The town hides plastic leprechauns around the area for people to find. I would... Like, that sounds like just the best
That
day.
sounds great, minus the fact that there was supposedly a leprechaun just like stuck to the front of his nude, strapped to the front of his pub. Okay. We just glazed right over that.
Leprechauns are actually a protected creature by the European Union.
Oh, wow.
Does
Does that not mean they're real?
Why would they not be real?
But yeah, why would they put them as a protected creature if they aren't?
The country animal of like Scotland is a freaking unicorn.
Are they a cryptid?
Could be.
No, but if they're not, then they're real. If they're saying they were protected,
People in like Norway, like 1,000. There's a story of a construction worker or a construction company that's making a road, right? And there's this big boulder, and they said no, there's elves living in there because in Norway there's like they really believe in elves.
Yeah.
And they live in rocks.
Yeah.
Is basically like they are human-sized people. They're basically like humans, but you can't see them and they live in rocks. And this construction company was creating a road and there's this big boulder there and they're like, we're not going to do it because there's all these elves living in this rock. And this was like within the last 20 years.
wow.
Yeah. Foy Loop Trail is officially protected land for the 236 leprechauns that are said to reside in Ireland.
Can we go there?
Say less.
I would love to.
Say less.
I want to do an Ireland trip so bad.
So what's your ancestry DNA? Like, how Irish are you?
All right, how Irish are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I am, according to 23 and me, I am 80% European.
Mm-hmm.
No, I am 93% European. 70% of that is German. 20% of that is Irish.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
I am 99.9% European.
Really?
Uh-huh. and I am 82.4% Irish. And my unassigned, wait, where's my?
Oh, wait, I'm 99.9% European. 90% of that is Northwestern European.
Oh, so
and
I'm
then
98.9% Northwestern. So then I'm 82% Irish.
82%. I don't even think people in Ireland are 82% Irish.
You guys, I'm kind of a big deal. Well, no, that's British and Irish. It's British and Irish, but they don't give you like which. At least I don't think. I don't know. They say I'm a likely match to Northern Ireland and the central lowlands of Scotland. Glasgow,
not Glasgow.
I don't know.
Glasgow.
The UK, I'm a highly likely match.
I am.
Glasgow is number 2 on my matches, and Belfast.
What's with the eyebrows? What's going on? You look like Olive right now. My Olive right now.
Love
She's
her.
doing her little eye thing right now.
I love it. Let me find my German. It's not there.
So I grew up with the last name of Hill, but I come from the Bloss family, which is an Irish name.
Mm-hmm.
My ancestry came back 70% German. Now Germany is like German comes from like the Netherlands and like Switzerland region, like Bavarian. Do I look Bavarian?
Wait, so there's that Scandinavian? Is that?
I don't look Bavarian. I don't even know what the fuck
Bavarian means.
Do I look Aryan, Raina?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
See, mine says that I'm mainly from Norway. The other part is Norway.
Ooh.
Norwegian.
Big summer blowout.
Big summer Finnish also.
Okay.
Finnish, but
I have some of that.
I can't even find Southern European. I don't even know where German is, but it's not listed. The other thing listed is Spanish and Portuguese, but that's 1%.
Spanish, Portuguese. I have some Italian.
I have
a wee bit. So let's see. Yours is 99.9. Mine is 99.9 European. Northwest, you are 98% Northwest European. I'm 93%. You're 82% British and Irish. I am 70% German. Then you've got Scandinavian, Finnish. I've got British and Irish. I've got Scandinavian. Broadly Northwest European. So do you. And then you've got Spanish and Portuguese. I've got Italian. Then I've got Russian. You know what? My husband he did this. He is 2% sub-Saharan African.
Wow.
Like, sir. So, leprechaun sightings.
Let's go
into a little story if I can.
You can do it. I have faith.
Okay. I haven't shared this story with many people, as skeptics are quick to write off experiences like mine. Around 7 years ago, when I was staying at my dad's house, I woke up in the middle of the night to see what I now believe to be as a leprechaun. I know this sounds absolutely ridiculous, but this experience was so creepy it gives me chills to this day. I grew up in my dad's house and always felt like home. It doesn't have any creepy vibes or a history of paranormal activity. It's just a normal house. I was sleeping in my bedroom and I woke up facing the left side of the room. In the space about 1.5 meters in front of me, I saw a small man, maybe 3 feet tall, dancing in a circle. Oh,
he was dancing.
Yeah, but dancing in a circle, that's like a thing. Did you ever play King's Quest? You know how you get rid of the leprechaun king?
Nope.
Play your fiddle and you go.
Did not.
Anywho's. Since I just awoke, my eyes weren't fully adjusted, so I could only make out the outline of this thing and couldn't see any facial features. I hope this makes sense, but it wasn't a shadowy being. It was a solid mass, as real as a person standing in the room. He was wearing a top hat and the dancing was really strange. The dancing is hard to describe. The only way I can think of explaining it is that he was hunched over, doing an exaggerated tiptoeing motion. Anyway, I'm watching it dance for around 10 seconds, which doesn't sound like a long time, but it was enough time for me to properly wake up.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It feels like a long time.
Yeah. Wonder what on earth I was looking at. I was thinking it couldn't be real. After watching it dance in a short space in time, it suddenly stops dead in its tracks, seems to turn around towards me, and begins coming at me with speed. I screamed and flipped to the other side of the bed to turn on the light. When I looked back to the side of the room where it had been, it was gone. Needless to say, I kept the light on and didn't go to sleep again until it was light outside and my dad was awake. For a long time, I explained this apparition as a creepy small man dancing around my room in a top hat. It wasn't until I told my boyfriend about it years later that he said it sounded like a leprechaun, and it clicked. What do you think it might be? In terms of rational explanation, I guess it could have been a waking hallucination or an overspilled dream. However, I've had several instances of seeing apparitions. This experience, along with one other, have been the only ones where I have felt different than those other times. I was fully awake by the time it started to rush toward me. I struggle to explain this.
Dang. You may have seen a leprechaun.
And there's another one that I saw on TikTok not too long ago where this woman had bought a house. It was an old house, but it was new to her. And there was a pond outside, and she would hear this thing singing at the pond every night.
Mm-hmm.
And she would go out and she would see this little figure like on the side of the pond, and it would look at her and she'd go back in. And then all of a sudden it'd get closer and closer to the house. And then she would hear it like making noise in the shed. And then it would come to the house and start scratching on the window. And it became so much that she sold the house and she moved. And the new owner experienced the same thing. So there was a leprechaun almost attached to this land or this house.
Yeah, they were like, get the fuck out of my house, bitch.
I mean, okay, let's think this. Native people to America, the Americas, have creatures of the land, right?
What are the tiny people?
Well,
aren't those...
flesh movers.
No, we're not the flesh movers, but they're also like the small. There's also like the legends of like the small people, like they're called like tiny folk or something like that. Have you never heard that?
I don't think I have.
Of Native American folklore
in like American Native,
Native American. Yep, small people. Like, wait, let me tell you.
But my point in this is, like I've said, you and I are native to Europe. So the European native people also have their lore and legend that could be similar to, not similar, but every native person has their lore and legend. And this is the European one.
It is. And they have it for Native American. They say that stories and folklore and myths around the world of little people, such as Ireland, Hawaii, Greece, Philippines, New Zealand, and the Flores Islands have their own legends.
What's the Filipino one? Because I have a dear friend from the Philippines, and she doesn't believe in any of this
They're
shit,
all
so I want to tell her.
Realities. Lewis and Clark, early explorers, recorded in their journals that Native Americans living near the Spirit Mound, South Dakota, believed that little people lived within... That I've heard this from Native American folklore for a long time, like growing up here and like... Especially in Seattle, the Pacific Northwest. It's very...
And see, I grew up in New York and New England, so it was very Dutch, very like, still very European. So I don't have any of this perspective that you have.
Yeah. But it doesn't give you the one. It only gives the Native American one. But it's a big thing for the Native. They're called, like I said, what was that? The small people? Tiny people? Anyways, but it's part of the Native American folklore.
But you have so you have
folklore or whatever.
Fairies.
I don't know if that's what you call it.
You have fairies. You have leprechauns. You have brownies. You have dwarves and all these little from the Tuatha De Danann type.
Yep.
Beings.
They're hairy faced dwarves. And the Cherokee say the little people love music, especially drumming, singing, and dancing.
I mean, that's kind of similar.
And they're pranksters.
Except for
several Native American legends speak of the little people as pranksters. They will sing and then hide, and someone will come looking for them. Any type of distraction or mischief. Little people are known to love children, take them away from very abusive parents. Or if the child's left it alone, if an adult encounters little people, it would plead for their existence not to be spoken of. And it would reward their family and aid in times of need.
So we are talking worlds apart, like lands apart, and it's the same legend.
It appears that the leprechaun just caught on as like a pop culture almost phenomenon.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
You would say?
That's fair.
I would call that. Yeah. But
it's the same.
The little people are apparently everywhere.
And the thing with children too is there's this whole thing with fairies and these wee folk, as it is said in Europe. They would steal children and trade them out And so people who had children who unfortunately passed away when they were babies would say that they were taken from the wee folk, and their children are actually being raised in the land of the fairies, or the land of the leprechauns, or the land of the brownies, or the land
of all things.
Yeah. So when I was talking about the beach house that my uncle owned, his wife, my Aunt Jan, was 1,000% convinced in fairies, and she would talk to me about it all the time when I was a kid.
I mean, there's proof. I feel like Mr. Boo Boo was sending me TikToks about it the other day.
I love it.
About fairies. Well, y'all,
let us know what your beliefs are, what your legend is, what stories you grew up with as kids. Because I even feel like, me growing up from the East Coast and you growing up on the West Coast, I feel like we have completely different lore and legend.
Completely different.
And I mean, it's 3,000 miles apart. It is a land apart. So,
but also, like, do y'all like a leprechaun? What are you doing for St. Patrick's Day?
I'm a leprechaun.
What are you people doing? Are y'all Irish like us? Like
I know.
me, who's apparently more Irish. Finally, I can say I'm more something. Not really.
What can the Germans sell? Oh, Oktoberfest. I gotcha.
No, that's fucking. I'll trade you. Just kidding. I like the Irish. I like the Irish. I'm down. They're a good time.
I think we're gonna go like we did last year. Last year on St. Patrick's Day, we went to Fierce County Cider, and we had some of the green glittery cider, and then we had a fire pit night with our families and our babies.
We're going to do the same thing, except for we sound like we're going to take the kids with us to the cider house.
Well,
I think we will.
We'll see.
It's on a Sunday fun day. I love a Sunday fun day. Mimosas, cider, Sunday fun day. No, just me. By myself. That's fine. Anyway, so you can find us.
I want to know if you have any wee folk experiences. Yeah. And I want to know where you're from, because I'm actually going to ask my friend, one of my dear friends is from the Philippines, and I've asked her things about cryptids before, and it's so interesting to see that their local legends correlate,
I think,
with North America and
something
Canadian.
that we say a lot when we talk about like cryptids or anything like this, when you realize that they all align.
And that's the phenomenon, is that these cultures from around the world that had nothing to do with each other, didn't even know each other,
but they all had the same folklore.
They all had the same creatures and folklore. So I'm gonna ask her about what it is in the Philippines. And
now, I am not a woman of mass intelligence, but I'm just saying, if all of the people say the same things and they've never been connected together, maybe that's proof that something might be real.
What about your Australian folk?
I'm sure there's Aboriginal folklore about that. It's just not common. What I mean by it's not common is Australia is just in general not part of like mainstream media for the most part, I feel like.
Why is that?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
So I want to ask some of your friends about this specific subject and see if or ask Mr. Boo Boo or his mom or something and see what lore and legend about
I feel like the
wee folk would be.
His mom would know best. His mom would know. Yeah, Jane would know. But it is a very Australia's culture, and everything that has to do with them is not known to us. It's interesting. It's fun to dive into these things and then realize it's everywhere and then be like,
interesting,
suspicious. Now the Antarctica theories are sounding a little more legit.
It's so interesting when you start talking about all this stuff and everything connects and everything. Oh, I could see where they got that from.
Mm-hmm. And then
are
we crazy?
No. Everyone else is.
So we're just lunatics.
We are.
Anyways.
Lunatics.
All right. So if you want to find us,
go to lunaticsoup.com, lunaticsoup@gmail.com to write in about your stories. Leave us a review.
Lunatic Soup Podcast at all those things. And then also remember, we said this last week too, but you can watch our little faces on YouTube now. You can watch a whole episode if you want to. If you want to turn us on like we're a TV show.
That's
please,
great.
Please don't. Just kidding.
Please.
You can, but do it. Just kidding. Do it. put us out of our comfort zone. You guys can watch us on YouTube.
Me out of my comfort zone.
Also, me, I don't want to be watched the whole time.
Whatever floats your boat, man.
Whatever floats your boat. But
remember, in this crazy world,
it's good to be a lunatic.
bye.
Bye.